am Deputy Robin Fulton, and this is Inside HCSO.
QF1, QF47 to 37 are dispatch.
SO1, we've got him. 1015 times 1, stand by.
378205846.
Here's some of what's ahead on Inside HCSO. A thug with a pistol confronts a pregnant woman and steals her purse. Some smart aleck with a BB gun and too much time on his hands decides to do some damage. And one of our fallen heroes earns a moving memorial. Hello and a warm welcome. I'm Captain Chad Chronister. Now let's go inside HCSO. It all began as an innocent stroll through a neighborhood for a mother-to-be. That is until a hoodlum with a pistol had other ideas. Deputy Nicholas Cruz explains.
On the day of the incident, we received a call from dispatch that a purse snatching, a robbery of a person had just came out.
911, what is your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I need a sheriff to my house. My cousin, she was walking home from the clinic to my house, and some guy had a gun to her head and stole her purse.
See if I can talk to her.
Come out here so we can talk to 911. Hello?
Hi, ma'am. I know you're upset, okay? And how are you feeling? Do you need an ambulance or anything?
No, I'm just really scared and shook it up.
I responded to the area, 2308 Pleasure Run Drive is where the incident occurred. The victim advised that a tall, skinny black male, approximately 6 feet, 130 pounds, wearing black clothing, brandished a silver handgun, had ran behind her and demanded money from her. The suspect eventually was able to get the purse from the victim and run off in a northbound direction. We're trying to get this guy identified based on the video surveillance and see if we can bring this guy to justice.
It was outstanding teamwork by dispatchers and deputies as a coordinated response to a silent alarm at a car dealership in northwestern Hillsborough County. Deputies Philip Klimpel and Pete Heiss tell us exactly what happened.
We got an alarm call at the Veterans Ford, which is off near the intersection of Limeball-Wilski. They had a silent alarm that came in. Their alarm is monitored 24 hours a day, video feed. They saw two subjects pull up in a car, back up to a rear fence that surrounded the property, and the subjects crawled underneath the fence. And then at that point, they saw them breaking into a car. When we got on the scene, myself, Deputy Heiss, and Deputy Gaither went to the back of the business, saw the vehicle, and at that point we heard some banging in the rear of the business, sounded like hammers on metal.
Deputy Klimpel and myself stealthily made our way over to where we heard the noise coming from. We observed two suspects, there's one underneath the hood of the car and one inside the vehicle. Once we closed our distance to an area that the suspects were unable to flee on foot, Deputy Klimpel and myself announced our presence where we apprehended both suspects without any incident.
They looked very startled, had no idea what to do. It appeared they didn't even have time to think. And at that point, they just dropped to the ground and showed us their hands, and we were able to place them under arrest at that point.
A thief breaks into a man's SUV, steals some items, and then sets it on fire. Deputy Robin Fulton describes the situation and how it ended.
I was patrolling eastern Hillsborough County, and a call came out that a man was setting a car on fire.
Sheriff's Office 911.
There's a gentleman parked in front of some business in a silver car. He's setting fire to the back of a vehicle, and I can see the flames going from the vehicle.
Deputy Booker and I responded to the scene to find a vehicle fully engulfed in flames. A short time after that, a vehicle drove by, and the witness got our attention and said that looked pretty much like the car that the suspect fled in. I coordinated with Deputy D'Angelo, and him and I performed a felony traffic stop on the vehicle. The witness identified the suspect via his clothing, build, and skin complexion. A pair of golf clubs had been stolen. We saw a pair of golf clubs that was matching exactly what the victim had said in the back seat of the suspect's vehicle. We placed the suspect under arrest, and I read a Miranda. He denied everything.
What was he thinking? That's what you have to wonder when a man decided to point a pistol out of a truck window and pull the trigger. Deputy Derek Shea gives us the story.
When I heard a call come out over the radio about a witness seeing a vehicle that was traveling northbound on Falkenberg Road, he saw the passenger stick his arm out the window and fire shots up in the air. Reported seeing a muzzle flash, approximately 4 to 5 shots. I located the vehicle at a Circle K gas station on Falkenberg and Woodbury Road. There's 4 occupants in the vehicle. The passenger had just received a weapon from his wife during Christmas, and he had not fired it yet. And I guess he got the idea just to fire the gun up in the air. I didn't think anything of it, so we ended up taking him to jail because he didn't have a concealed weapons permit and also discharging a firearm in public. We did locate the 4 bullet casings in an open field. It is a very dangerous thing because, you always hear, bullets, they have to stop somewhere. Just because you shoot them up in the air, they have to land. And if somebody could have been standing in the area, the trajectory of those bullets could come right down and hit somebody and could possibly kill them.
Brand new appliances in houses under construction apparently were just too enticing for 2 thieves. The men helped themselves to all sorts of appliances, carpet and doors from houses in the Cypress Creek subdivision in Ruskin. Detectives Dylan Core and Robert Woods dug into the case, identified the suspects, and put them in handcuffs. The suspects eventually revealed what the thefts were all about. They had remodeled their homes in Seffner with stolen washers and dryers, refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, tubs, and even toilets. The home builder had to send crews out to retrieve all of their stolen items. All in all, the thieves had carted off about $125,000 in appliances and material. And take a look at this video from a home security camera. A young man cruising through a Boyette Springs neighborhood decides to fire a BB pistol and blow out the windows of a Mitsubishi Lancer. His shenanigans cost the car owner a couple $100 in damage and time away from work. The suspect is a white male, probably in his late teens, and was wearing a light purple hoodie and cargo shorts. Give us a name and we'll take it from there. We want to replay this segment due to the gruesomeness of this murder. A young college student is killed in her home and we desperately want some answers. Please help us if you can.
On Tuesday, July 5th, 1988, 19-year-old Marcia Ann Basinger was last seen by her younger sister sunbathing on a dock at the rear of her parents' property in Ruskin while home on break from college. Marcia's mother returned to the home located at 1721 27th Street Southeast in Ruskin around noon and found her daughter deceased in a recliner chair within the family room on the first floor of the residence. The victim suffered from upper body trauma. No one else was home at the time of the incident, which was estimated between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. A neighbor originally reported to detectives that she observed a red in color El Camino or Ranchero-style vehicle within the Basinger's driveway at approximately 10:50 a.m., which then left around 11 a.m., but returned seconds later to allegedly circle around the property and leave again. The neighbor could not provide a suspect description as to who was driving the vehicle. I'm Master Detective Greg Thomas of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Homicide Section Cold Case Unit. Many leads have been followed up, as well as an extensive criminal investigation into this senseless murder. If you have any information pertaining to the murder of Marcia Ann Basinger, please contact the Sheriff's Office Cold Case Unit at 813-247-8678.
We recently unveiled a wonderful memorial to one of our office's fallen heroes, Sergeant Ben Wilder. His display will eventually become part of the Sheriff's Office Museum in Ybor City. Here's more.
This has been a labor of love for us. As you know, we were trying to get our museum going, and Major Eisenberg's been working on this project for the last few years with a lot of good help from people from the Sheriff's Office. And we got a lot of special guests here this morning, and I'm just going to let the Major kind of kick it off and tell you about what we're doing today and about our progress with the museum.
The Sheriff's had an ongoing project to create a history museum at the Sheriff's Office, something that we've never done in our 160 or so years in existence. Today we're going to be unveiling 2 different displays which are honoring really one of the first law enforcement officers that was killed in the modern era of law enforcement at the Sheriff's Office. This display is going to honor and pay tribute to Sergeant Ben Wilder. Sergeant Wilder was a 10-year veteran of the Sheriff's Office, hired by Sheriff Blackburn, and in 1962, he responded to a pickup and wanted subject call in Plant City. The subject had shot his father-in-law early in the day over a minor domestic dispute. Sergeant Wilder and other officers from Plant City and sheriff's deputies approached the home and were quickly met with gunfire. Sergeant Wilder was shot, and he was subsequently trapped at the scene until deputies encountered the suspect, who was killed in a shootout. As we started to think about this display, I had met Dorothy Wilder Alster at one of the sheriff's memorials in April a couple of years ago. And at that time, she said she had some historic material but wasn't sure what she was going to do with them. Maybe 6 months later, she showed up and provided us with really an amazing array of artifacts of Ben Wilder that she had kept perfectly preserved for over 50 years.
Ben Wilder was the love of my life, and he was a very loving man, very dedicated to his job, and he loved people. He loved God, and he loved people. And after he was killed, I had so many people tell me that he was the best friend they ever had. And I thought at the time, how could one man have so many friends? But that's the way he was. He was funny. He just loved to make people laugh and feel good. And he was a good Christian man. And I'm really honored and proud that he was my husband.
Thank you for watching Inside HCSO. Your support is appreciated by Sheriff David G. and the men and women of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Just a reminder, you can keep up with us on Facebook and on Twitter. We've all encountered aggressive drivers on the road. They are a menace and a danger. But you don't have to put up with aggressive or impaired motorists. Take the time and report it. You may save a life. Until next time, stay safe, Hillsborough County.